Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 202. The cake is a lie.
Certainly is.
In this week's episode, it's Alex's birthday.
Yes, old.
JfG Ash goes to hospital. JfG Alex gets his perfect present.
Thanks to the missus.
There's Tetraminos in the news. And finally, Pant Hug or Panthug?
Tricky one. Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 202. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey buddy.
Hey buddy.
How you doing this week? You alright?
I'm alright, as always, buddy. I'm feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah, sparkling thoughts give me... to fucking... Yeah, buddy. He's just scatting away there. I like
Just trying it on?
Yeah.
What?
Nothing, mate. I love it. I'm very happy about that. So, yeah.
Good.
Hey. Happy birthday
Hi!
to you, my friend, whose birthday it was this week. Happy birthday.
Thank you for the happiness that you have sent.
That's some joy going to you from me. There it is.
It's very generous.
Wow.
Very generous.
You won't get any more, though.
Oh, God, no.
No? So, go on then. Tell me about it.
What, my birthday or my week?
Well, all right.
I suppose the two things aren't mutually
kind
exclusive, are they?
Common, I guess, so...
It's sort of same as... Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
no, I had a surprise for my birthday. I went away for the night and had a
What?
lovely time in the fine city of Bristol, buddy. Which
Bristola.
It's a fine city. I have to say, it's one of my favourite cities in the UK.
That's nice.
It's kind of got everything, really. And I've been there a few times when I was at uni in Bath. It's only like sort of 10, 15 miles between the two cities. And then, yeah, so went there last year for that stag adventure. Was it last year or the year before? It's hard to tell. The years are flying by, buddy.
Yeah.
Weathering my skin and soul. But we were down there for that. That was really fun. And then the missus just surprised me. She'd booked a hotel stay on the Saturday night. We were going to a gig on the Saturday evening for a band that I'd never heard of. And then she'd also adopted a red panda at Bristol Zoo, buddy. And we were going to go meet it and introduce ourselves as its new parents. So, because that's how it works. And
Panda
we
watch.
thought we'd... Yeah, panda watch indeed, buddy. We thought we'd decide on the way down whether we'd let them keep it there for now or bring it home.
Obviously, that makes sense.
Famously, huge fans of having a tropical pool to play in, red pandas.
Mm-hmm.
And we've not yet installed one in the flat. So we decided to leave it at the zoo for now. But I did inform all the park attendants that we'd give them a ring when we were going to come and pick it up.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, it was fucking cool, buddy. Went down to had quite the game night, and then went on down to Bristol, and had a little wander about, checked in, and so on, and just did like a mammoth pub crawl, basically around like all of my old haunts from when I was down in Bath, and just like going around which was great. And went and got some cheeky tapas. Went to the Metal Pub, went to the Brewdog Pub, and then ended up at Rough Trade Records, which has it's a music shop and label, but they've also got a venue out the back that has relatively recently opened. And there's a band playing called Fur, and they're like a sort of 60s throwback kind of band. They sound a little bit like early Beatles, but with that, modern hipster twist. And it was really cool. There's a couple of good supports as well. It was really weird. Someone that I used to go to uni with was listed as attending on Facebook, and I was like, that's a bit weird. But he does live in Bristol, so it's not crazy weird. It's just a bit of a coincidence. And then he was playing keyboards in the opening band. That's why he was going. So that was quite cool to see one of my old uni people playing a gig and then having a chat and catching up afterwards. That was cool. And then on the Sunday we went to the zoo and we went up to Clifton, which is like cool fucking trendy little sort of the village of Bristol, with lots of restaurants and pubs and shit, and also a massive fuck off suspension bridge, which is one of the coolest things in the UK as well.
It's pretty big.
So yeah, it's fucking absolutely mammoth over this giant gorge, so all in all, it's fucking great. I got absolutely shit faced on Saturday night,
like you do.
Got back to the hotel at 1 a.m. and insisted on having a double whiskey on the rocks, which always goes down well. I woke up in the morning with a slight cut on my nose, which I don't really know how I got. And
always a good thing.
Apparently, I went to the loo when we got back to the hotel room, and the missus heard a thud. So we presume that I just fell forward and hit my face on the sink or something, but I've no way of knowing because I wasn't really in there anymore. She doesn't know. She was in the other room. It's a sign of a good night, I would say.
Definitely, buddy.
So yeah, it was fucking cool, and
nice.
We had a really, really nice, fucking massive, flame grilled burger on the Sunday as well, and we had a little look around. What's it called? It's our equivalent of natural. What's it called? The shop with all the gadgets and bullshit in it. They do comics and
fucking
board games and
the
one of
one.
those.
Yeah.
That place, we went in there. It was a big one in Bristol, and that was fun. Looking at Harry Potter memorabilia and
Classic.
that sort of thing.
I mean, you got to have some Harry Potter memorabilia.
You got
at
to.
all times.
It's rude not to.
Really?
Yeah, they had wands in there.
Standard.
Old fumble dick or whatever, and then so that's fine. And that's basically all I've done, because obviously I'm working again, so I don't get to do anything else anymore. Them's the rules. I worked on my birthday, was utterly fucking miserable. That's
obviously.
That's always going to happen. Had a really nice meal out on the Monday night. They went to Zorba, buddy, of course, as you well know. Not only the best Turkish restaurant in town, but perhaps the best restaurant in town.
Whoa. Heavy.
Bold and outrageous, but probably true. And then
crazy.
last night, I was down Cassidy's for the Liverpool Bayern board draw, buddy, with friend of the podcast, Paul. Yeah. So I've been double busy, frankly. I've been cock of the walk, man about busy. Town.
Yeah, mate. Oh, I mean, Bristol, I think I've been there once. I went to the train station on my way to Bath. Okay. That's one thing about Bristol I've seen.
There you go. We can relate to that.
I used to know one of the biggest gang members in Bristol. He was a nice guy.
Oh, yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, he was a head honcho. He was also a Liverpool supporter, which was nice.
There you go.
Good times. And
common ground.
I'm going to Bristol next week.
Are you?
Days. I am. I'm going for a few days. I think it's Monday night, Tuesday night. Got some work on down there, mate. Got to do some filming and shit. So,
fucking sweet, buddy. Well, if you want any recommendations for super cool pubs and places to go, then I'm your man.
Well, I'll be hitting you up and being like, "Where's this super cool pub?" Probably the metal pub. That sounds good because I'm going with a big metal fan. So yeah, it's called
the Crown. It's not just a metal pub. They also have football on in there. And it's about a 20-second walk from the Brewdog pub. So there you are.
I mean, that just sounds like the best place to me.
So you need back and forth. There's also a really cool place there called the Mother's Ruin, which smells terrible inside because
like the name.
Presumably, well, they boarded. I think they boarded the windows up in the 70s or something to deal with noise pollution and shit.
That will happen.
It's like a basically the inside of a if you put like two terraced houses together and knocked the middle wall in, and then turned that into a pub on like 3 stories, all of the stories being only sort of 3/4 across the size of the room. So it's like this weird like doll's house basically, but they've got a fucking cool bar in there and loads of great beer. So
nice.
It's well worth a visit.
And
they've got like a piano embedded in the wall in there that you can play. So that's quite nice.
Standard stuff, really.
You're gonna want to have the old wall piano, buddy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's important.
The acoustics on that thing must be amazing.
Perfect, I'm sure. Not in any way muffled or destroyed by the surrounding plaster.
Wall.
No,
perfect.
Being inside. So there you are, buddy. There's some recommendations.
I'm on board.
Yeah, there's also a large container ship there that is now a venue called Thekla, and you can go and party in the hold. So that's nice as well.
Reminds me of what was the place in Leeds? I can't remember.
The dry dock.
There you go. You know it. I only lived there for like 5 years. I can't remember.
I went there once, so I remember.
Yeah, you've been there before. I used to go there I think it was like every Thursday because it was like £1 a pint and it was like piss water. Like standard places in university towns where the drinks are terrible. But it's only £1.
Watered down, but £1. They had some pool tables.
Yeah.
And also it was a boat in a field. So that was always good as well.
Standard stuff, mate. It was great. I was going to say, I remember doing my master's, it was like the final showpiece. And it was literally just up the road from it. We all got set up. And then we were like, well, we've got like 2 hours to kill before all these like important people come around to see our like exhibition. We're like, well, we should probably go to the pub. So we just went down there, had about 3 pints, came back and smashed it, really, I believe. I mean, it felt good at the time. Probably wasn't.
It's conveniently located next to the uni entrance, isn't it?
So that's kind of handy. Much so, which is handy, yeah. So, good times. Anyway, drinking in boats. Always fun.
Honestly, the UK's pub game these days is strong. It really is strong. I know a lot of pubs have been kind of gentrified, and a lot of them therefore have like gone a little bit generic. But that's only the ones that were like shit in the first place.
That's true.
The good ones really have just got better, and it's a wonderful world if you want to maybe sink 10 pints across 12 hours and spend the rest of your life getting slowly fatter. Then this is the place for you.
I feel
the United Kingdom, buddy.
I'm nailing that right now.
Bang on. Same here, B. So, what have you been up to this week, eh?
I mean, actually, not a lot, as always, Okay. So, brief description. I played on game night. I think, you finished at about 1:30 because FIFA was just terrible. And you were like, I've had enough of this shit because it's a pile of wank. And stayed on till 3 a.m. playing Apex Legends with PJ. I can't remember how it went, but I was very drunk, so I'm sure it was good. And there was me trying to explain how to play the game in muffled speech and just slurring all over the place. It went down smoothly. It was good fun.
That was after some crack in F1 as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. I got the wheel out, didn't I? I fashioned a wheel stand out of a bar stool, which was fucking genius on my half, I'd say.
Very impressive, buddy. And friend of the podcast, Paul, has just picked up the G29 and a stand. He got it today,
son.
He's ready for Wheeltown game night this week as well.
Time for a pasting, I believe.
Yeah.
We'll get the job done. On Monday night, I was in A&E till 6 a.m. That was a fun night. My son came out in some kind of massive massive rash, and they couldn't find out what it was. It was an allergic reaction. They think it was maybe a bite, but they don't know. And it was really bad. I was very scared, and also very tired at the time. Yeah, I got back. Yeah, I think I got back about 6. And
is he all right?
Yeah, no, he's okay now. They gave him some steroids. I was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to let him ride it out for a day and then see if he needs the steroids.
I think that's fairly sensible. They cannot wait to fucking prescribe shit. in those NHS hospitals. Just like, take drugs and fuck off.
Yeah, take this and, you'll be all right. It's like, sure.
We don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. We're going to prescribe you something anyway for your little son.
These might do something, but they might not. I think that's what the words he said. So, yeah, we left it and the rash has kind of eased off. So that's nice. He's pretty much all better now. Talking about the boy, I got him, he was, one of his mates has got, I think it's like Xbox. He's got an Xbox One and plays loads of Minecraft on it. And I was like, I don't know why. He told me about it ages ago. So, like, I had the 360 in his room, but I had to pay for Xbox Live for that. And I was like, oh, fuck that. And I thought, I bet it's got fucking crossplay, isn't it, with PC? And obviously, I bought fucking Minecraft like how many times now? 5 times? I can't remember now.
It must be
easily, and I got it on the PC and got that up and running with the Xbox Live app, and they were doing some crossplay, but mostly I was pretty chuffed with the fact that I was like, nah mate, if you're gonna play this, you got to use mouse and keyboard. You just got to fucking do it. And he chucked a whole day on it because he felt like shit. I was just like, go for it mate, you just go nuts. And by the end of it, he was fucking smashing the buttons, obviously not like just banging them, He was all over the keyboard, pressing all the right buttons and stuff. I was like, fuck me.
So much better on mouse and keyboard Minecraft. It's just designed for it, isn't it?
Exactly.
Like, it's fucking always been the best way to play it.
Yeah. So I'm very proud of him for getting on the old M&K or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'm not cool. I wish I was. Had the BBC in doing some recording at work. They came in to do their first recording of a 3-part series they're doing on me, pretty much. I'm going to say it's about me.
It's all about you, specifically.
Not the area I work in, but, it's only a 3-man team and I'm part of that, and obviously I'm the most important one, so it's about me. About all the fucking shit that we do in prison. So that was kind of cool. They came in and did some filming and stuff, and then finally, buddy, I'm really struggling to find time to play VR because most of the time I come home from work, I sink a beer and then I'm like, I can't play VR now. It's just a bad idea.
It's troublesome.
I'm just trying to find that day where I don't come back and nick a beer. But
it's it depends on the game you're playing, obviously, but anything involving like swift changes in direction, I've found it's the biggest danger. Like not having any booze in your system, you're probably fine, or at least it builds gradually rather than coming at you like a powerful moss. So it's a tricky one, buddy, but. I'm sure it'll happen for you.
Yeah, Gibbons, buddy. I will get stuck into it. And I don't know if you saw, buddy. Well, you did see because I sent you a message that Star Trek Bridge Cruise only £16 now, or £20 for the next generation upgradey DLC add-on as well. I don't know if you fancy a bit of that, do you? Huh?
I sure do, buddy. I can always flog my disc copy. I think I only paid like £8 for it anyway. And then we can get stuck in. And that one is better with alcohol, I must say.
Fucking sweet. That sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, there's no dangers for motion sickness in that one. You're just on the bridge. You're essentially using VR just to use a virtual iPad. That's what that game is. But
that sounds
it just
good.
Works. For some reason, it just works really well.
So I think we'll have to pick that up and have a whirl of it at some point.
Agreed.
So there you go, buddy. There's my pointless information about this week. I got a quick question though, buddy. What are you drinking?
I am on the Estrella this evening, buddy. I got a couple of nice bottles of Estrella, nice. And they're going down very smooth, I have to say. What about yourself, buddy?
I'm on a variety of Piston Head lagers this evening. The old offer on 2 packs of 6 for £9 is on, and I grabbed some, and they're doing the job right now. Very lovely stuff, buddy.
Beautiful. Got a little buzz and he's happy. That's the way it goes.
Oh, Gibbons, buddy. Just getting through some right there. So I guess that's about it. Oh, yeah. I guess we talk about some games, I guess, being a video games podcast.
It's funny that you should mention that, buddy, because indeed the topic of this week's podcast is video games, and with that in mind, let's go and talk about what we've been playing. So do you want to get the ball rolling, buddy? What have you been up to this week? I know you had your foray into Apex Legends, which you may or may not remember, but have you been playing anything else? Or have you been playing any of that in a sort of semi-conscious state?
I've been playing some of that in a sober-ish state. Not absolutely. And once again, just alliterating that this game's really good. You should play it. It's free. I've seen a couple of people on our friends list play it this week. I'd like to see what they think of it, or if they're going to play it anymore. Probably not. Who knows? We'll see. But it's a very, very good game. And then the other game that I've been playing is The Division. The original Division, not number 2. After playing the beta of number 2, I was like, I want to play some Division. So I did. And dragged some people with me. And we were going through some of the hard missions and getting some... that game's evolved to, a stupid level now. There's so much to do in it. I was like, I kind of should have picked this up 6 months ago when there was loads and stuff to do, and could have chucked a load of time into it, and I don't know, got a load of shit out of it. But anyway, yeah, I've just been playing that. It's The Division, buddy. Nothing majorly has changed. Gameplay wise, it's still the same thing, but there's just loads of fucking stuff, and the loot pool is bountiful. There you go.
So in terms of, obviously this is your jam these days, these run and gunners, either first or third person, loops at the end, and sort of replay value in terms of enjoying going through something that's got a bit of tactics to it. With that in mind, obviously you've got Division 2 on the way, you've got Anthem on the way. How are you feeling about things in that respect? What do you think you're going to be sinking all your time into?
I don't know. I'm going to probably be playing some Anthem this week, I reckon. So I'll be able to dip my toe into that a bit. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the Division 2. It just depends on how much Anthem grabs me, I'd say, in this month, really, because obviously it's just over a month until Division 2 comes out, or around it's end of March time anyway.
Yeah, not too long now.
So I guess that gives me some time to get into Anthem and see how that goes. But yeah, I can kind of see when the Division 2 hits that I'm going to be playing that a hell of a lot, and going for all the crazy stuff towards end game level and stuff like that. I don't know, I found myself just getting really into these big semi RPG games as a service things where there's continual content being thrown at you. Obviously if that content becomes shit, then I dip off and find something else. With Destiny 2, there was a massive lull around this time last year when Curse of Osiris came out. That was proper ball bag, so dipped out of that, ended up getting Monster Hunter World, going back to the Division again around this time last year, playing that. So yeah, I think it's a bit annoying that both of these games are coming out so close to each other, because I'd like to give Anthem a good 3-4 months of grinding it out or whatever, going for as far as I can get in that game. But the good thing is I'll probably have both of them, and I can spread my time between them, or I can just end up playing whichever one I like at the end of the day.
Gibbons, yeah, okay, cool, man.
Yeah, so that's about it really for me. I played a bit on the Switch. Fuck it, I can't remember the game. It's some 80s throwback game made by Devolver Digital, but I literally played it for about an hour. So if I stick some more time into that, I'll kind of talk a bit more about it. It seemed pretty cool. I saw it on the PlayStation sale last week. I can't even remember, but I saw a picture of a DeLorean in it, and I was like, that'll do.
Nice.
So yeah, buddy, absolutely fuck all for me this week. What about you, buddy? I can see that you've got a new game that you haven't played before here, buddy.
I certainly do, buddy, and that is, of course, Crackdown 3, which arrived on Xbox Game Pass in the last week or two. This week, rather. And yeah, I think it came out on Friday. I got it installed, and I've been playing not a massive amount of it, just sort of dipped a toe in, but just to kind of see what it's all about, really, and also obviously experience the intense power of the cloud, which we've been promised for 3 years, which doesn't appear to exist. So that's a surprise to nobody.
Now, see, I've always been a massive advocate of the power of the cloud. I feel like, it could be utilised in such a fantastic way, and I loved the fact that was like Crackdown 3's slogan all those years ago, and it's just like, oh, if only, and I don't know, like, well, you've just said that no, that's not
well. It's impossible to know how much of the cloud's sheer fucking raw Titanic power is being used, buddy.
The power of the cloud,
versus other video games. Like I don't know. All I can tell you is if it is doing something incredibly clever, I can't see it, and no one else can either. So.
I was like, the only way to know is like just disconnect from the internet, and then you can.
Yeah, but it only uses the power of the cloud in the online mode.
Yeah, in the
so that's not really an option.
So you can't do that. Brilliant.
No. Yeah. So there's no way of really proving or disproving it. I'm hoping Digital Foundry will do some sort of wanky article where they completely, lay out what's going on there, if anything at all. But I suspect nothing's fucking going on there at all.
I will watch that video.
I'd watch it as well. But this game's been like horrifically delayed over and over again. I can't imagine it's doing anything that clever other than them just like, shit, we really need to finish this game. Especially after, I think it was a year or so ago, Phil motherfucking Spencer was like, yeah, if this thing's not done soon, we're just going to pull the plug.
It's just, so you can fuck off, really.
Yeah. So anyway, Crackdown 3, I haven't played much of it online, just enough to know that the cloud is the cake is a lie, but the single player, I just sort of been dipping a toe in. I've played a couple of hours, and I can comfortably report, buddy, that this game is Crackdown.
Yes,
it's Crackdown.
It's Crackdown.
It's Crackdown 1 with a whole host of beautiful upgrades, lovely graphics. But it's Crackdown 1 and Crackdown 2. It's that game. And I'm not even saying that that's a bad thing, because Crackdown's fucking cool and always was. So, I've been... You could probably predict what I've been doing. What I've been doing is taking down a few... henchmen and then the bosses to take a district. Scudding about, jumping from rooftop to rooftop, collecting green orbs.
Gotta get on that orb hunt, buddy.
Gotta go on the orb hunt, the most compelling thing about the game. So, like, what do you want? It is Crackdown, and I think that's why it's kind of getting mediocre reviews, because, anything that's been delayed so many times, people are kind of thinking, well, it's got to be something special. Maybe they weren't. I don't know. But it's just Crackdown. There's nothing else going on here. It's got co-op, online co-op, which is cool. Would be really fun with a friend. But so did the first game and the second one. So I can't really see... it might as well be a remaster. If anything, the city seems less interesting than the first one. But what I can say is it controls really nice. It's very fun to play. It's quite addictive, just jumping from rooftop to rooftop. My favourite thing about the original game always was, can I get up there? That was literally the game for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I get up there? How am I going to get up there? And that is what this game is as well for me, and that's fine. So it's quite a nice, relaxing one to put on for an hour. But yeah, it's not exactly going to trouble the Game of the Year awards.
Yeah, I always remember
come Christmas.
Yeah, I always remember on the first one, one of the achievements or the challenges was you remember the 4x4 in the original one. Where you had the sucky wheels, so you could suck yourself to like buildings and vertical things, and you had to try and get up to the middle of the agency building, up to the top of the agency building. Sorry, and it was like absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like you'd drive up, hold down the suction, and you'd have to count out until it let go again, then suck it again, and all the way to the top. I managed to get it done, buddy. It was totally worth it. I'm sure it took about an hour, but
that's what it's for. It's a playground game.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And it gets away with that because it's fun.
But do you think like? Well, that was whenever when was the first one out? Like 2007
or something.
Yeah. Because we've already had that, is that making this game less attractive or less,
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just treading on the nostalgia thing, and that historically I've found there are a few exceptions, but very few.
Yeah.
If all you're doing is bringing a wave of nostalgia to your audience, then it is never going to be as long lasting, and that's the thing with Crackdown 3.
Like, oh, that was fun, and then
I'll be bored of this thing in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and it's it's probably 60, 70 hours of content if you go around doing everything. But I certainly won't. Nor is the story especially compelling when all you're really doing is a sort of wave-based, slowly sort of topple the leader thing. It's like Wild Pants. It's like the original Crackdown.
Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor. Topple.
And, I mean, you referenced Wild Pants there. Old Ghost Recon Wildlands. I mean, that got boring very, very quickly. It's just
fucking dull. Like, it's the same thing over and over again in slightly different environments.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that saves this is that it's really fun and cartoony and enjoyable because of how nice it is to play and how nice it is to control, and that's lovely. But it's certainly nothing special. I'm not sure anyone's going to be saying that it is.
True.
But, hey, it was free as part of my subscription-y thing. So.
Yeah, it's free with the subscription. Yeah, it's that old la-di-da fucking. Ooh.
Yes, Givens. I'm paying for it.
Paying for it, yeah, but you're not paying full price for it.
I'm not paying very much for it.
No.
Depending on how long I continue to pay for it.
And I believe that you've already got your year's subscription out of Celeste for that.
Honestly, it's my favourite thing in the whole of gaming is Xbox Game Pass. It's a wonderful service. I've got news of more titles being added to it, and it's great. It's just fucking great. It's the best idea. It's lovely because at any point I can fire that console up and I can go on there and find a game that I haven't downloaded or played. They've added Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I've got that installed. I haven't played it yet, but I'll go through that. That'd be fun.
There you go.
And games don't have to be 10 out of 10 games when you're paying a paltry fee for them each month. They need to be 7 or 8 out of 10 games that you can dip into and gain some enjoyment from. And it's just, some would say that that's a little bit kind of fickle in terms of like, diluting the fucking talent pool somewhat when it comes to video games. But hey, that's the world we live in. And,
but
and when
these
you're working,
games exist,
Exactly.
So it's
just
not
fun.
like
there's loads of stuff on there I've been really enjoying. We came back from the zoo and played a bit of Zoo Tycoon because why the fuck not? Driving around in our little buggy, putting down some enclosures. Game Pass is the best. But yeah, so there you go, buddy. That's Crackdown 3.
Nice.
So the other exciting development this week, buddy, is that I got what I wanted for my birthday, which doesn't always happen historically. But on this occasion, the missus obviously was listening, and she picked me up Drive Hub, which is an amazing piece of technology that I absolutely love.
That's like she took the hint, buddy.
Gibbons. It's
finally, after all of these years.
Collective Minds Drive Hub. It's a fantastic bit of kit, and essentially what it does is makes all steering wheels universal because it's an adapter that you can plug into any console or system, and any compatible wheel, and the list is humongous of the compatible wheels, will work on different systems. Historically, these peripherals have been gated behind specific consoles. It also means that if we end up buying a PS5 or an Xbox 2 or whatever, and my wheel's still like kicking it like a wild donkey, then there'll be a firmware update and I'll be able to use it on the new system if it's not compatible.
That's very cool. Just for people that don't know, can you just explain what this thing is and kind of thing? I know you pretty much just said that, but yeah.
No, absolutely. It's it's this little USB powered device. It comes. It's really small, like the size of a couple of credit cards maybe, and it's got a little micro USB input, and then on the front you've got a controller input, a steering wheel input, and a peripheral input, and you plug a wired or attached to a cable controller into the controller plug. Make sure it's powered off. And then you plug the wheel into the second USB, and then you plug that into whichever console. And it powers up, it recognizes the controller, and therefore configures the drive hub to that particular system. Then it fires up the wheel as though it is the controller, but by that point it's configured to the system it's on, so it's assigned that as a wheel, and then you're good to go. So on the Xbox One, obviously I've got a PS4 steering wheel I've been using for several years. Plugged my Xbox Troll in, plugged the wheel in, chucked it in the front of the Xbox One, and up it pops. Xbox recognized, understood, and boom, I'm on the dashboard. My PlayStation button works as the Xbox button. I can bring up the guide, I can bring up my games, use all of the buttons on the controls, and fire up any racing game on the system, including backwards compatible 360 games from the past, and play them on a steering wheel. The games all recognize it as a steering wheel, so you can do all of the adjustments you'd normally do with saturation and dead zones and feedback amount and all of that stuff. It just fucking works.
That's amazing.
It's brilliantly clever. It also means that I think one of the main reasons that people buy this is the sort of Fanatec direct drive wheels that you can get for PC that, of course, aren't compatible with the consoles.
Yeah, true.
This makes them work with the consoles. So if you've got some 1,200 quid direct drive rig, like some big Billy Big Balls steering wheel
play
rig,
a bit of Gran Turismo,
then you can with this, and it just works. It's fantastic. I had a slight hiccup when I was first setting it up, where it seemed to be configuring it so that the accelerator was held down and it was turning the steering wheel at all times. And I suddenly realized that actually there's a slight loose connection on the back of my wireless Xbox One controller. So if it comes loose at all, then it configures again from scratch and fucks it up. But it was just the USB was like slightly loose, and I just switched out the cable and that sorted it. So nice. So far I've tried it on Dirt 4, which is on Game Pass, Forza Horizon, which is on Game Pass, the Forza 7 demo, which basically convinced me I need to pick that game up. It's not that expensive. and Grid 2 as well, the 360 Codemasters game, which is fucking awesome. So yeah, it's been really fun. I've played for sort of maybe 3 hours or so across several different titles, and shit, man, now I can just pick up like whatever and play it on either system, and it's really easy to set up. It's not a ball ache at all. I wondered if it would be, but no, it's not. It's very simple to set up. It's just daisy chaining one device between your console and your wheel, basically, and you're away. So
nice.
Very impressed by it. It's good shit. Very, very clever.
That's very cool, buddy.
Gibbonsby. That's what it's all about. So, yeah, that's me, buddy. Unless you've got anything else, we should probably move forward.
Cool.
And now it's time for the news.
The news.
All right. Number one. Assassin's Creed 3 and Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice are both heading to the Nintendo Switch. And also Hollow Knight 2, which has been sort of stealth announced, the sequel to Hollow Knight, which is a game, by the way, that I really need to try, having played all the way through Celeste. I'm reliably informed it's the closest you'll get to that game, so I need to give that a go, really. But yeah, it's Hollow Knight 2 coming to Switch and PC. So there you are, some more Switch games on the way, buddy. Exciting times.
Nice.
Gibbons. Number two, wow. An original, pristine copy of Super Mario Bros. On the NES, complete in its original unsealed plastic case with foil clasp unbroken, like brand new, never opened, has just sold at auction for $100 $1,150.
Oh, so close with my bid as well.
You almost got it.
I almost
thought
got
£6 would do it, but
yeah,
no dice. So yeah, that's insane.
That is ridiculous.
That's £100,000 for a NES cartridge.
I mean, sure. Did it have Duck Hunt on it as well?
Well, let me tell you, buddy, because obviously this was big news in the industry this week, and Kotaku ran an article, which I will now quote to kind of explain things a little bit better.
Nice.
Kotaku says, this sale represents a huge jump over the copy of Super Mario Bros. That sold in 2017 for over $30,000, which itself was a record price. The difference comes down to a tiny sticker. Instead of being shrink-wrapped in plastic, the boxes containing the very first run of NES games produced in America were only sealed on the top flap using a black foil circular sticker with the Nintendo logo on it.
Whoa.
These were only sold for a brief period of time before the NES national rollout, while Nintendo was still test marketing the console in cities like New York and LA in 1985 and 86.
What?
At the time, a NES set came packaged with Duck Hunt and Gyromite, but not Super Mario Brothers, which was sold separately. So yeah, this was a copy, an original copy from the original test run. It had then been put in a Perspex container that was also sealed, and then just left, and now it's sold for $100,000. So there we are.
There you go. Right, I'll start saving all my games and not opening them for 30
That's the way to do it. Yep.
Yeah. When I'm 60, I'll be super rich.
Absolutely, buddy. I've got some old 360 games, and I'll be sitting on them for a few years now. It's gonna be a big payday for me. So
I mean, obviously it's just collectors being collectors, and this is an extremely rare thing to have. But $100,000 for something you're not going to use, you're just going to put it there and look at it, and it's it's just a NES cartridge at the end of the day.
Yes, same with antiques, collectible anything. If it's rare, then it's worth something. That tends to be the way. And this is very rare.
It is very. I mean, it's extremely rare. So yeah, fair dues. I can understand really why it got to that price range.
It's pretty amazing. It certainly is the exception that proves the rule that you probably shouldn't collect video games if you want to get a huge payday, because this is a real exceptional.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, unless you have something incredible like this, then might as well play with it, mate. You know?
The fact that like perfect copies of like Sonic the Hedgehog on the Mega Drive, which in itself is like very old, like 28 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can pick them up on eBay for cheaper than the price of a current game. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Either way, there we are.
Yeah, cool.
Right, so moving on. EA pulls Ronaldo from FIFA 19 cover and replaces all box art and in-game menu art with Neymar, Paulo Dybala, and Kevin De Bruyne. So, yeah.
Is this because of his whatever thing that happened a while ago?
So there's been several pieces of very bad press for Ronaldo. Some of it is alleged, by the way. The tax dodging isn't alleged. The tax dodging is something he was prosecuted for.
Yes.
So we don't have to say alleged on that one, but we do have to say alleged about the alleged rape case that happened apparently, allegedly in Las Vegas. And by a Miss Mayorga, who brought this case to the fore. There was a settlement out of court there, megabucks. I'm not sure quite what's happened since then, but she has been speaking out. There was a newspaper article in Germany this week in a fairly prominent paper, Der Spiegel, which posted an interview. And so EA came out. They were obviously questioned by all of the mainstream media, not just the games media, saying like, "Why the fuck are you pulling your cover star, who you've got a multi-million-pound, multi-year deal with?" And they just sort of came out with all the sort of, we're just refreshing the marketing for the Champions League license, and gives us a fantastic opportunity to do this, do that, whatever. Who can say exactly why EA is doing this? I would wager they're doing it because they anticipate more problems press-wise with Ronaldo. It's still a massive thing to do, though, and
yeah, man, definitely, especially like halfway through like a year of the game and things like that. Yeah, it's very unheard of.
I mean, they went far. An EA spokesperson went as far as to say that they'd seen the article in the newspaper and would be looking into it because they expected a certain degree of behaviour from their cover stars. But that's as far as they would obviously go, and that's fair enough. That's understandable. But either way, pretty much the first time this has ever happened in football gaming history, I would imagine. But there we are. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it kind of is, because the money involved must have been astronomical. So there we are. He is one of the most famous people on the planet. So there is that. We will move on to more alleged litigation, and this is the news that Epic is suing Norwich events company Exciting Events, company who put on a Fortnite festival in Norwich last weekend with no contact with Epic for permission or anything like that.
Obviously.
Apparently the festival was a complete shambles. Some of the pictures are absolutely priceless. Yeah. Just like an inflatable slide, some shit old roundabout, a few tables.
Like a live stage where you could get like 2 people on, and that was it. Yeah. It's just terrible.
Most people said the best part of it was a sort of warehouse where they'd set up a load of TVs so you could play Fortnite, but even that, it was like an astronomical, amazing, disastrous thing because the queues were massive and you had to pay to play a free-to-play game.
Got paid to play that game.
Lots of jokes here about beta testing, unfinished games, that sort of thing.
It's fucking stupid.
A really brilliant one that's compared it to the episode of Father Ted where the fun fair comes to Craggy Isle and they've got like a sofa on a crane and it's either way, the company Exciting Events, after the announcement from Epic that they were suing them, and the fact that there was supposed to be another event on next weekend, the company responsible claims they are no longer trading, buddy.
Shocker.
They've shut down, funnily enough.
I thought that. I didn't see it coming.
It was 12 quid a ticket for that.
It's 12 quid for a ticket, and then you had to pay for rides, or you could pay £20 for a wristband.
Yeah.
It's just like, fucking hell. And, they're like... With any kind of high-profile game, there's always going to be, like, merchandise and shit out there. I mean, if you... Like, my son's got, like, a Fortnite fucking, like, gym bag for his PE kit kind of thing with his name on it and stuff like that. There's going to be loads of stuff, like that about. And I think, big companies kind of expect that to happen, like, on a small scale. But then to have... just a big fucking fete or fair or whatever, an event.
We use all the artwork and logos and everything.
Proper real take the piss.
Madness, isn't it?
It's fucking mind-baffling. It's just fucking retarded, really, of these people. They saw an opportunity, they went for it, and failed fucking miserably.
It's, it's not gone well. That's for sure. And there are presumably a lot of very angry children and parents from that, and it's hard to feel sorry for them as well, buddy. So there's really no winners.
I don't feel sorry for them. I mean, it's
there's no winners here, except the comedy value of the articles afterwards.
Which, definitely brought me enjoyment.
Gibbons. So yeah, thanks for that. So, finally from me, buddy, just as I said, there's some more games being added to Game Pass. This isn't all of them. There's going to be more in March, but this is just sort of to wet your whistle, so to speak. Batman Return to Arkham, Alien Isolation, Headlander, and The Walking Dead Season 2, all arriving on Game Pass in the coming weeks. And nice. I look forward to getting stuck in to some of those and seeing how I get on.
Gibbons.
Alien Isolation is one of those ones where it's like, oh, can I play that without shitting my pants?
Shitting yourself,
probably no.
Not. No, it's not going to happen, mate.
I think the one that I'm looking forward to actually is Headlander. It's kind of a side scroller. It's got some really interesting mechanics to it, like lots of puzzle gameplay where literally you're like doing like jumping puzzles, and then you can like jettison your head, and it becomes like one of those old like Moonlander games where you got to kind of complete puzzles to open doors with your head and then return to your body. It's quite a cool idea. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, as more games are announced, then of course they'll be covered here, buddy. But that's all my news for this week. I think it's probably time to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well. And that, of course, is Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's News Favourite Thing of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. Few things on the list this week. There is absolutely shitloads. There's a Trials Rising beta kicking off this weekend. I know this goes live on Friday, but if you get to this point on Friday and like, I want to play some Trials, you fucking can.
That is nice, isn't it? That's very nice.
New study came out. Violent games and teen aggression aren't linked. There you go.
Oh, there you are.
Nice to know.
Good news. Yeah. Won't make any difference. It'll be completely ignored, that study, and people will continue to say that they are linked.
Obviously. Yes. I mean, why not? Apex Legends has surpassed Fortnite's record for Twitch viewership. I don't know the stats on that, but well done to them.
Well done there.
There's been some leaks on Apex Legends about new legends coming out, new modes, apparently some sort of survival mode. I think there's stuff about Twitch Prime getting free stuff. I think that's been confirmed, and you can get 5 free Apex whatever things they are loot boxes for free if you do that shit, which is always good. I'll do that. Love free stuff, mate. 10 months after opening, the Razer Game Store is closing. I didn't even know that was a thing. Did you?
I vaguely remember reporting on it at some point, but no, not really. Oh well.
Oh well. What have we got here? Oh, fuck yeah. Dreams. That game that is about making everything out of claymation or whatever it is in VR or whatever that thing is. It's a world-making thing, and obviously we'll play it, and we'll play everything that everyone else has made because we're not fucking making stuff. Why would you?
Damn right.
So this is an odd one. Sony's policy on early access has always been quite no. Let's put it that way. Like, no, we're not doing early access. But hey, Dreams is launching in early access this spring for a price of $30.
Okay. Well, okay. I mean, I'm intrigued enough that, as it's also got VR support, that I'd probably be willing to take a punt on that, if I'm honest.
I can see that. But, I mean, what do you think about the whole place? I mean, Sony, at the moment, have been absolutely retarded with a few of their decisions. Obviously, the main ones being crossplay. And they ended up buckling on that. And then there was news last week about how they've only let certain developers not use it, and the little indies have just been told straight up, no, you can't have that, even though it's already built into their game. And now, obviously, they're kind of flip-flopping about early access, because that's always been kind of not a hot topic, but a topic in the past where they want fully functioning games on their thing. I don't know. What do you think about any of that shite?
What I think is you can't really operate as a huge forward-facing, like public-facing company anymore unless you've got things straight and your shit together. Now, since Matrick left Xbox and motherfucking Spencer came in, they've been very decisive. Whatever they're doing, they make it very clear, basically straight away. They don't sort of like flip-flop about over decisions and so on. And Sony, it just feels like the opposite. And it also kind of feels like they feel that they can get away with it and no one is going to sort of call them up on it. But as you say, like the crossplay thing is a perfect example. Like just back and forth, like, are we going to do this? Are we not going to do this? And this is another perfect example. I mean, the way that they operate with allegedly curating the PlayStation Store, not allowing, because they always said we're not going to allow it to descend into this like Steam Greenlight style fiasco where there's a load of shit on there. And then, weeks later, stuff like that fucking Black Tiger Panther things on there. Like
exactly.
There's that horse racing simulator on there, like real, like fucking shovelware piece of shit software.
Exactly.
So they just it's double standards with Sony.
What was that game that we saw this week? That fucking racing game set in Dubai.
Exactly.
It was fucking terrible.
It shouldn't be sold. It shouldn't be allowed to be sold anywhere. No. And the fact that it's on the PlayStation Store is
just
fucking embarrassing. Or at least it is embarrassing if the company in charge has said that they're not going to have like vaporware on the store. And this is just another example of it. Like make your fucking mind up. It's early access. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I think that if there's a reasonable discount and you know what you're getting, then I think that's fine. But especially like a company like Media Molecule, it's not like they're in danger of like folding. This isn't like a Kickstarter campaign. This is a first party Sony studio. So I'm fine with it. But it just fucks me off that Sony can't make their minds up on things. And I just don't understand why they can't have a strong message. And it'll only damage them heading towards the next console cycle. They do this every time. They get ahead.
Agree.
It was the same with PS2 to PS3. They get ahead. They get ahead of themselves. They do whatever they fucking want and just piss away all of that goodwill on terrible decisions or double standards. And it just feels like that's what's happening here, to be honest, buddy. That's how I feel.
No, I completely agree. 4 months after launch, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 gets loot boxes.
Yay!
Yeah, that does.
Apparently they're terrible as well. Like,
so I've been told.
Fucking overpowered signature weapons and shit you can get in there. Like,
brilliant.
Basically pay to win loot boxes, which is always gone brilliantly.
I mean, it's always good to bring them out 4 months after the game's already launched because, it's already been reviewed. Like, most people that want to buy that game have already bought it, and now it's like, let's just cash in, guys.
Yeah, let's rinse them fucking dry at this point.
Let's get them for the next 8 months until the new one comes out, I guess, and then
sell them
do
a product
it all again.
We'll sell them a product. They'll put their money down in good faith for that product, and then we're going to literally change how it works for the worse. After they've parted with the cash. Yeah,
so fuck you. Another fuck you. Bethesda bans Fallout 76 player with more than 900 hours playtime for having too much ammunition.
Oh, right.
So this is a guy. He's played a hell of a lot of this game, and how he does it, he has two characters, and he like shares loot between them, and he does like videos or guides on how to get the best loot and stuff from here, there, and everywhere, and how to get the best out of the game, kind of thing. And he's been banned due to having too much ammunition.
I'd have thought Bethesda would just be pleased that someone's still playing that.
That's what I thought, mate. To be honest,
sure.
I thought that, bit fucking weird. So how it was, he was told that, you have to wait for a patch to kick in to fix this issue. The patch came and went and he is still banned and trying to find out what the fuck is going on.
Brilliant.
So, I mean, unlucky for that guy, but, you know, retarded from Bethesda.
Yep.
Carrying on with the Fallout 76 news, a Polish online retailer was giving away copies of Fallout 76 for free when purchased with $5 PS4 thumbsticks.
Well, I mean, free is what that game's worth, so I don't know why anyone had any problem with that at all, buddy.
Oh, no, I mean, that. Like, I'm just saying, you know, that's how much that game is worth. Finally, buddy, finally. The Tetris NES kill screen has been bypassed. Original, or not original Tetris, but Tetris, original NES Tetris, at I think it was level 29, there was a kill screen because it would be moving too fast and the RAM would crap itself. Just like all other old games, there is only a limitation of how much game can be stored on the RAM. This dude, he's only 16. Joseph Saley, I don't know. Google it if you want. At 16, he's dethroned the 7-time champion. This other dude, Jonas.
I watched the video of that. It's amazing.
It's mental. If you just fucking look at this thing on YouTube, it's like the speed that those Tetraminos are coming down. It's fucking stupid. It's absolutely fucking insane.
He was incredibly gracious as well. The reigning champion. It's pretty special. And I suppose Tetris has kind of been in the news for the Battle Royale game.
For the Battle Royale,
buddy.
Tetris 99 or where it is, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty fucking... I thought that was big news. Don't know about you. It's pretty fucking cool. Ending on
Very
a high
cool.
like that. I mean, I'll get all the shit out before it and then try and hold something back for the end. And yeah, level 33, buddy. That's a new record.
Fucking sweet as the punch, buddy. Thanks very much for that.
No worries, buddy.
So that was your news, and of course before that was my news, and that, ladies and gentlemen, was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
Let's take a look at some games coming out this week. Probably filled with microtransactions, loot crates, pay to win mechanics. Because fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Fuck you all. Buy our shit.
And that's out this week.
Certainly is, buddy. Certainly is. A few little gems this week. Certainly one that I've got my eye on, I have to say.
Hello.
Firstly, Anno 1800 is arriving on PC. I have to say, I really like the look of these Anno games. I think I'd definitely be playing these if I had a decent PC, or any PC, I would imagine would probably do the trick. These are sort of city building real-time strategy games. This one looks particularly nice, and they kind of release them sporadically, and they've got their own little sort of following. Looks really cool. That's out this week. Also, Dirt Rally 2.0, which looks fucking sweet, buddy, is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Funnily enough, that's a game that I would quite like to own.
I can see that.
It looks great. I've heard they've done wonders with the handling on this game. Dirt Rally was fantastic. I was playing some Dirt 4 last night on the wheel, and it's fun, but it's kind of arcadey. And the thing about Dirt Rally that was so good was it was just like so simulation-y and realistic. It was just rock hard. And this just looks more of the same. It looks fantastic. I've seen some good sort of YouTube stuff on it this week, and apparently they've just made strides forward, and it also looks much nicer than the last game as well. So
yeah,
that's very much on my radar. I don't know if anyone's else is going to come with me on that out of the sort of the people that we play with, but certainly on my wish list. Elsewhere, the Lego Movie 2 game arrives on PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. Apparently that movie's really good, and that's not that surprising because the first movie was brilliant as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's a Lego game. It's the ultimate Lego game. It's a Lego game based on Lego. But yeah, that's how this week on all the consoles. We've got Stellaris.
I think that was, mate.
Yeah, it's the ultimate Lego game. It's a Lego game based on Lego.
Based on Lego, yeah. I like it. Makes sense to me. Yeah.
Another interesting one this week, Stellaris, the console edition, is arriving. This is a space strategy game, real popular strategy game on the PC, and incredibly intricate, slow-moving, and engrossing. And that's arriving on PS4 and Xbox One this week, which is pretty cool. It'd be very interesting to see how that does, and B, how well it controls on a console. But yeah, have you seen much of this?
I haven't. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen much of this, but I'm intrigued now.
Definitely interesting one, because it just isn't the sort of game that you expect to see on the consoles, frankly.
Yeah, and that's it. You know, you want to find these new experiences wherever you can, buddy, and they're kind of few and far between at the moment on consoles, I must say.
They are. So yeah, interesting. And then finally we got a game from Toby Fox, which is always an interesting one. And that's Deltarune. Deltarune is launching on the Switch. And, I mean, he's made some interesting games in the past. Undertale was a massive success. And the fact that this is just coming to Switch shouldn't put anyone off. It's, very interesting RPGs in the past. And, who's to say what this one's going to be all about? Not a great deal, but it's probably worth a look. Certainly, if you're on the Switch, it looks like it could be a bit of a gem, and hopefully that arrives on the other consoles as well, preferably.
You would hope so, buddy.
Gibbons. And then finally, arriving on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. On the 1st of March, we have Dead or Alive 6, which
Titty
Simulator. They got in a bit of bother. They had to pull the Japanese release because of all of the
titties,
all of the sexy schoolgirls, which
what?
Yeah,
that's what I like about those games.
Yes, it's So that's out this week. If you cared about
pedos.
Okay.
I don't know. The news has just been hitting today about Fortnite or Epic pulling ads from YouTube because of rife pedophilia on YouTube. I didn't know that was a thing, but now, thanks to the internet, I know that apparently that's a thing, and it sickens me to the core.
That's one of the many things that I found out about this week, buddy. Pedos on the internet. Also, these new exploiters of YouTube content who copyright strike and hold you to ransom.
That's always nice.
It's good, isn't it? So
it's a lovely place, the internet, isn't it?
That's the world, isn't it? There you are.
Yeah, everyone's a cunt. Yeah,
basically so. So yeah, that's out this week. There you go.
Every week we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the JfG Podcast at gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk.
And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we want to know. Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We want to know. And we got some cheekiness on the show this week. Firstly, from you were having a little chat to Cosmic Dad, weren't you, on our Discord? Buddies, you can, of course, join the Discord discussion by heading to our website, www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, And you'll find a link to our Discord on there. You can come and join the chat. There's a section for podcast questions. You can ask those as well. And this is where we find ourselves right meow as Cosmic Dad came in, gave us a little message this week, and he said this: still listening to episode 200. It was a long one, buddy.
Yeah, it was. So we can only apologise.
Got to just after the Pokemon quiz, and I've been laughing my tits off. But how could you have missed the comedy opportunities presented by pronouncing Panthug as Panthug instead of Panthug? No, just me then. He has a fair point, buddy. Panthug.
I mean, I could see that. It's a pair of pants that just hugs you to death.
I mean, you said in there that Panthug probably did actually sound more like a Pokemon than Panthug, and I have to agree.
Panthug sounds too aggressive, doesn't it?
It does. You know, it did. Like, I think I might have commented on that at the time, saying it was rather...
You know, the word thug is just bad, but Panthug.
Panthug.
And the whole thing, I was trying to go for a panther that hugs, you know. But, you know, he's nailed it with Panthug.
There were underwear-related repercussions to the invention of that Pokemon, and they've come through strong there, buddy. It's
true. So that's the main question, really. Is it Panthug or Panthug? Let us know in the comments below. There aren't any comments below this, but, you know.
There might be. Who can say?
It. Who knows? Let us know anyway. Yeah. Panthug or Panthug? You decide.
You decide which.
Can I put a poll up anywhere, like on Twitch? Can we do a Twitch poll? Is that a thing?
I would imagine so. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not very techno savvy these days. Kind of.
No, well, we're quite old now, aren't we? So
yeah, fucking VCRs and stuff.
Either way, if you'd like to weigh in on the correct pronunciation of that fictional Pokemon, then send us a message, buddy.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Maybe we'll put it through to Niantic or whatever it is that deal with all the Pokemon.
Well, we should go on their forums and ask how you pronounce it. Not say, like, we know this isn't a Pokemon. We should be like, how do you pronounce the Pokemon Panthug?
Panthug.
Is it Panthug or Panhug? We just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough question.
That'll confuse them. So yeah, there's that. Thanks very much for that, Cosmic Dad. Rounding off this week's episode, buddy, we got a cheeky message from friend of the podcast, Funk. The fuckwit himself. He returns.
The original fuckwit.
The original fuckwit. And he says, I've watched Slipgator playing some Anthem, and I have to say, it doesn't seem like it's for me. No problem with it being a Destiny-style game, and it looked nice enough, but I couldn't really see what the fun was about. It looked like run a level and repeat indefinitely type of thing. I think that's probably what it is, isn't it?
I believe so. In a nutshell, those type of games are, there's set missions, run them as much as you can. Like, the main place of enjoyment getting it from there is trying to see how fast you can get through them, and like trying the different tactics and having your different builds. So like in Anthem, I think there's like 4, maybe 5 different javelins, which are like the different suits you can get. So, you know, you've got variety in that and your different weapons, and then you've got all the different abilities that get attached to the different javelins as well. So there's a lot of diversity, even being a single mission. There you go.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what those games are about. Trying to man. That's why in Destiny I have all 3 characters. You know, mainly I like playing the game. I like the shooting, but you know, to throw a bit of spice in the mix, you know, I've got ones that jump different, ones with different supers, different grenades, different specials, or whatever. You know, that's where the enjoyment comes from those type of games. Anyway, I would say, for me.
Yeah,
anyway.
And that's what they are, and you either like them or you don't. But that's what they are, and I don't think that's up Funk's alley really. Same as Destiny. No. Destiny kind of wasn't either, and I don't think the Division will be either. So
no,
yeah, it's a genre. You know, it's become a proper genre now. That sort of game, and you know, it's as such should be treated as a genre. And some genres you like, and some you don't. So
yeah, I mean, it just reminds me of like back in the day when we used to play Rainbow Six Vegas, or was it Vegas 2? Like the co-op campaign in that. Like, how many times did we go through that? Like, countless times.
Yeah, we just enjoyed running the levels and playing through it because it was fun together, wasn't it? And
yeah, exactly. And I'm guessing that's kind of the root of where my enjoyment started. And obviously, these games have kind of developed into that and taken it a bit further. So yeah,
Gibbons. So there we are. Finally, Funk says, what have we got to look forward to in the next few months on the release side? Or are my pennies safe for a while? Have you got anything specific in mind, buddy, in terms of...
only the two that I've been talking about, really. Anthem and the Division 2. Apart from that, I haven't really looked at, what's coming out in the next few months, to be honest. I haven't really been paying attention. I've kind of been
in luck,
slacking
buddy.
a bit.
You're in luck, because that's what I'm here for, frankly.
Yes. Thank fuck.
Yeah.
This guy.
So, I went down the list earlier and picked out a few, and then I thought I was being a little bit harsh, so I picked out another few, and then I scrapped that list, and now I'm going to do it on the fly, just to see where my heart takes me. So here we are, and some might argue that I'm overthinking it to a degree, but...
these are tough decisions that we have to make, buddy.
Gibbons, buddy. So in terms of March, it's looking like a bit of a bust for me. We've got Tropico 6 on the way. I know Funk's a bit of a fan of those games, so maybe that's something that he'd be interested in. But for me personally, as someone who's not really interested in, The Division, for example, there's really nothing in March that I'm really looking forward to. And one of the biggest releases in March is Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, which kind of suggests that it's not going to be a great month. So probably the less said about that, the better. In terms of April, the big release is Days Gone, which we've never really fancied, to be honest.
Yeah, from the get-go, that game was just a big no from us, I'd say.
Yeah. Shovel Knight Showdown, that's something I'm kind of interested in as someone who's kind of taken to platformers recently. That's coming early April on all consoles and platforms. I
just love that. I've recently just become a fan of platformers never before in your life.
the signs were there all the way. Rayman Legends was a perfect example.
Gibbons, yeah. But no, it was just like a funny statement kind of thing. Yeah, just recently.
Gibbons.
Platformers, where did they come from?
what's going on there? Going into in terms of firm release dates, there's a real shortage, but there's a lot of games that I think are gonna get a release date within sort of a month of them coming out. So that's kind of worth noting at this point. Certainly into May, probably the big one in May for most people would be Rage 2, because it looks fun. Looks good fun. For me, it's actually Team Sonic Racing, which is going to be a fucking banger. And obviously it's going to be a day one purchase for everyone. Absolutely. Swiftly followed by the Crash Team Racing remaster in June, buddy. But then we really are heading off into the distance at that point. There's lots of games that don't have a confirmed release date yet for this year. Dreams, of course, being one of them. Gears 5.
Apparently that's not till the end of this year, Dreams.
They just kept getting pushed. Gears 5, obviously I'll get that on Game Pass when it arrives, but I'm not sure quite when that will be just yet. What else have we got? Mario Kart Tour is a big one, obviously. The new Ori game, Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
This is all Xbox, though, really. Outer Worlds, kind of interesting. Psychonauts 2, maybe. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, we don't know when that's going to arrive yet, even if it will arrive this year. Obviously a new Wolfenstein as well. So there's stuff, but it does look a little bit sparse at this point for releases this year. It'll be bolstered by the annual franchises that we often pick up. F1's going to be one that I'm going to want day one, because I always do, because I've got a steering wheel and those games are great. Other than that, not really. It's kind of time to delve back into the back catalogue at this point and kind of find the fun in smaller titles, I think. That's kind of where we are. Get them
sales up, buddy. That's what we need to do. Or just play the games that we've got. Because there's so many. Still Hitman 2 to get through. I've got a lot of VR to play. I mean, there's countless games that I could be playing. Instead of buying
Hitman 2, Ori and the Blind Forest, and a lot of Xbox steering wheel racing. That's kind of my prescription for the coming weeks. And then we'll just have to see how we get on. Game night wise, I think we could do with an injection of like a Bomberman or like, some sort of quirky puzzler to kind of go alongside Rocket League. I know that once Funk comes back, the bulk of the game night party will probably be wanting to shoot again. So that's worth shooting, kind of, buddy. Yeah. But in terms of finances, obviously Funk's got a few games to pick up that he's missed while he's been away. But other than that, no, it's not looking particularly clogged up, the old release schedule in the coming months.
We're safe for now, buddy.
Gibbons. It's a full-blown Gibbon.
Nice.
So there you are. Thanks very much for your questions, Funk.
Last of all, Trophy Addict says, happy birthday, man.
Thank you very much, Trophy. Thank you very much. It's nice that it's kind of weird, isn't it? Myself, yourself, and the Octopizzle all have a birthday within like a fortnight of each other, so that's always quite nice. Funny.
We should probably do something, but game night. I mean, that's enough.
It's like 3 game nights on the trot.
Yeah, of
absolute depravity. So
unfortunately, buddy, I'm not going to be there this game night.
Shit the bed.
I know. It's like the Octopizzle and my youngest daughter have the same birthday, so I'm going to be in Legoland, buddy.
Well, somebody has to be, so best of luck there. Best of luck there. Give us.
I will tell you all about it next week.
I look forward to that.
I'm staying in a pirate room.
Of course you are.
Like you do.
Yeah.
I'm well excited.
I can't help but be mildly jealous you're talking to someone who, for their, fucking 5th anniversary, went and stayed in the Arctic Explorer room at Alton Towers. So
I mean, that's just fun.
I'm fucking with you, buddy. I'm right there.
Yeah, mate.
So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 202 of the JfG Podcast.
202.
It's been a right royal pleasure. It's been a romp, and I've very much enjoyed it. It's been bright and breezy. Thanks to everyone who's contributed this week and maybe listened or been on the old stream or whatever, in whatever
it's
way you've supported us.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here, buddies. You can find us on the jfgpodcast.co.uk, newly reinstated JfG Podcast website. And
it's the same.
Seems quicker than it used to be, in my opinion.
One quirky bug, for some reason, on episode 199, the PNG or JPEG just doesn't load, and I've re-uploaded it several times, and it won't have it.
That's really weird.
So, fuck it. I thought, you know what? I don't care.
I was certainly very briefly thrown by the back-end WordPress update as I tried to work out how to post an episode a couple of weeks ago. But I got there, buddy. I got there.
Like, this will fuck him up.
I'm capable of working out the back end of WordPress, thankfully.
Yeah, that'll do.
Something that a child could probably also manage. So yeah, that was good. But it's all good. It's flowing quite nicely. So
Gibbons, buddy.
So I suppose we'll fuck off now and maybe play some games. Not sure what we'll do, but either way, thanks very much for listening, everyone. And we'll, of course, be back next week, as we always are. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell. You've been listening to the JfG Podcast with Ash and me, Alex. You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, where you'll also find our Discord and Streetbeat if you want to get involved with the show. Our Facebook is /the JfG Podcast, and our Twitter handle is @the JfG Podcast. We're on all those video streaming sites too, buddies, from TubeTube to twitch.tv /the JfG Podcast to mixer.com, aka beam.fucking-pro. We've got a PS4 community you can join. Just search the JfG Podcast on there. And we're also on Google Plus if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next time.